Okay, so in this video, we're gonna be taking a look at creating an Ajax form which submits the data to the database without refreshing the page. So we get back a JSON string which we can display as an alert also using PHP and jQuery Ajax method. So let me just show you an example just for shield devs, and the website will be youtube.com. I'm currently working on my website. Actually, it will take the HTTP argument also, yeah, just like that. What? Yeah. We'll just put the www.com also. My email shieldevs.com, and a message, which we can set the limit of number of characters, a limit. So when I submit the form, it saves the data to to the database, and I get a JSON string which says your message was successfully sent, which is being displayed as an alert. So I hit OK, and the inputs are being refreshed. Notice that the inputs are refreshed, not the whole page. So if there's something else you're fiddling with in the page, that won't get uh, uh, that won't get interfered with, since this is asynchronous. You can see that these are yellow because the inputs are refreshed. So if I reload this page, this goes. So that happens on the actual reload. So when I go to my PHP MyAdmin and refresh, I get this. The S number is 2 because I did a previous try, just because I didn't want to look like an idiot on the internet. And the first name, last name, email, website, and a message. So yeah, for now I'm going to delete this table because I'm gonna show you how to create that table also. I'm just gonna drop this table. So yes, so let's get started. Alright, so I already have the basic form set up here. As you can see, this is just a form, and the directory structure I'm using is just a folder with index.html, post.php, and script.js. I'm using jQuery 1.11.1, and that's necessary because some Ajax method which I'm going to use will only apply after jQuery 1.8 plus. So I've already got my form set up. It's a basic form, ejza.php. You might think that there's no such file as ejza.php in my directory structure. That's because we're gonna be creating kind of fake but real requests using Ajax. So this request is not even going to be passed. So it can be anything. You see, it can be anything. Like it doesn't matter if I even don't put it, but just to make it fake for hackers. Also, this isn't also needed method post, because we're again gonna be creating a fake but not fake kind of Ajax request. So, and I'm gonna give this form an ID of contact form. Now this the asterisk shows that the field is required. Here not everybody has a website, just like me. I do not have a website currently. It's under construction. Like, I'm working on it. So that's why. So I have 4 inputs. Input type text, first name, which takes name of first name. Look at the capitalization and stuff like that carefully, and because that's needed. And the placeholder will be first name, and input type. Actually, that's not needed right here. It's going to be needed in the script, since this isn't going to be passed. What is going to be passed is the thing that we put in the script. I'll just show you. So the placeholder will be first name and it's required. Similarly, last name, and the placeholder will be last name, which is required. And the website will have the type of URL, so it gives us basic front-end validation. And it will have a placeholder of your website and the name of website. And last input type will be email, so it gives us some basic email validation, and name will be email, and placeholder will be your email, which is required because who doesn't have an email these days? Now, text area, for the message I'm gonna use text area with an ID of message, and placeholder your message goes here, and this is obviously required, otherwise the thing won't even work. And we are going to be validating this, that if any of these values except the website isn't passed, so it will fail. So we'll validate all of that stuff in PHP. Of course you can do some front end validation, but I'm just gonna do some back end validation because that can't be altered. And button type submit. So that's how our form looks like. And I'm not gonna go through the CSS because that's the child's play, but you can copy the CSS down if you want, because if you do copy, then you are a big loser. So just kidding, I love you guys. So that's how we save, that's how we refresh, that's what we get. Actually, let me first start by creating this our database. I've got my database named shield devs, and I'll create a table named Ajax form, and it will take 6 columns. Go, and the first will be s name or s number, or you can call it anything. I'll just call it num right here. It'll be an integer, and the length values doesn't need to be specified because it can be anything. And I'll set it to auto increment because we want an s number which increments itself. So yeah, and the second is going to be first name. It's going to be a varchar value with with a max of 20 characters. I don't see someone who can have more than that in their first name. The next is going to be last name, varchar. Again, I'll put 20, and email, and that's going to be a varchar, and that'll be 50, and website, that will be a varchar, and that will be 50 again, and a message, that will be text, and it will contain 1000 or 500, up to your wish. I'll just put 1000 because it doesn't matter. So I've got our form created. That's the structure basically, and we'll just change, and this is primary. So yeah, now let's get started with the script. So I'm gonna be using jQuery, as I already told, jQuery 1.11.1. I'm gonna get started with creating the document.ready stuff like that. That's how we roll. And I've got my document ready. So let's just see if this works. Now I don't even need that. So first of all, I need to create an object which is going to be passed with the fake Ajax request. So listen all of this carefully, because I'm especially creating this video because at my time of learning, this was like I spent hours and hours on searching for videos on how to understanding this stuff. I could make this, I could already copy them from YouTube, but I didn't understand stuff like this, actually, especially this stuff. So what's going to happen is we're going to create an Ajax request. We're going to scrap out the stuff, this request, the default request, because we don't need that refresh the page. So first of all, let's create an event handler. When the contact form is submitted, because everything is going to take place right there, right then. And I'll just create an event handler for not prevent default method. So that what this does is this won't let the form submit. So I'll just show you guys. I'll put shield. That's my stuff. I don't want that to show up. And youtube.com, anything and anything. I'll just need something and something, and submit. Of course, front-end validation. See, it isn't submitting because of the statement itself. So that Ajax request is going to be a post type. So it's going to take an object to the backend, and that object is going to be processed and taken. So that object is going to have values. So like the post and stuff like that in the PHP, the globals, post and stuff like this is going to be, you know, taking the values of our object, not this. So I'll just show you when we make it. Event.prevent default, and let's just create our variable first. So I'll call it form data, and it's going to be an object. And I'll do something different from this just to show you guys. So if I have this type of, you know, written name here, first name, yeah, I'll make it, you know, like f name. I'll call it f name right here, just to clear things up for you guys. F name, and it will be wait just a second. Input what type name is equals to first name dot well. So what this does is when the form is submitted, it will prevent default from happening, and what we have our value in here will be assigned to f name in our object. So I'll just quickly copy this 4 times. So now it's going to be L name, last name, email, site, website, because it's website right here, and message as hashtag message. Well, I've got given an idea of message, not no name. So we've created our form data variable. Now if I console.log this, you can see stuff which you should see. Shield devs YouTube. Oh shit, I always forget that. youtube.com, my email address, and a message, and when I click submit, it we can see that in the stuff here. We get an object with an email with values email, f name, l name, message, and site, msg, and site. So the post global variable is going to take these values, not the website and message and first name last name values. It's going to take these. So just so you know. So yeah, now I'll just form data. What else do I need to show? Now let's get started with the Ajax request. And my jaw is really starting to hurt. Oh my god, I'm tired. So now I'll just create the Ajax request, and that's how it's done. Oops, none of that stuff required. And I'll take in arguments like URL where it's going to be posted. Now remember I said that this isn't required because we create a fake request. So this is the URL is basically the action. So it's going to be post.php, not poo.php, and the type will be post. So remember to put it in capitals. It's going to be a post type. The method, think of it as the method, and the method right here, and the po type, URL type, and data type is what we expect back. We expect back a JSON string, and data, yeah, basically the stuff we are sending in. So that's going to be our variable form data, our object form data. So yeah, and these methods, the dot done, and the dot, you know, fail. So I'll just clarify things just in a second. So just a second, data error. So these functions happen when, you know, when the thing happens, when it goes to our backend, to the post.php. Oh my god, this fly is irritating me so much. So it's when it successfully sends and receives the JSON string back, it's the done function is run, and when it fails, something happens, the fail function is run. And when something goes wrong in the validation part, it is going to be in the done, because basically the Ajax request was successful, but there was some validation error, so it'll come in the done function. Think over it. So yeah, we've got that. And what else do we need? When you fail, I'll just put console.log failed, try again later. Now I'll just give it an example of fail. Let's put st.php. I don't need this stuff right now. Inspect element failed, try again later, because validation is not even required. Alright, so it failed, try again later, matter. So it doesn't have to fail. We need to, So what next with PHP? I'm going to do this stuff afterwards. And yeah, always remember that jQuery 1.8 plus takes different arguments, different of these done and stuff like that. It takes something like success function and an error, I guess, error function, but that's only for jQuery 8.1 minus below that. So in our PHP file, let's just first start by defining PHP, and everything is going to take place when we put that stuff when we get a post request. So if we get a post request, do this stuff, everything inside this. So yeah, first we need to create two variables, two arrays. So I'll call this data array and an errors array. So what's basically going to happen is all the errors are going to be there in our errors array, and all the data, all the stuff to send back, basically which is going to be data success and data message is going to be sent here, and data errors. So the data array is going to be converted into a JSON object and sent to a script. And yeah, if there are any errors, the errors array will be called inside the data, and then the data will again be echoed through JSON notation. So let's start by creating variables. Our variables will be named first. Name is equals to what was it? $_post, and it's going to take f name, not first name. Always remember. And yeah, I'll just copy this. Actually, I'll put some basic validation, just really HTML special chars, so it takes only a special. It doesn't take special characters for in here. So but there's a lot of validation which I'm not gonna go through. So you could go through that. Name, email. I'll just give my jaw a bit of rest and type all of this stuff out. Come on. What the hell? So I've created these variables and stuff like that. Now I'll just go with some basic validation. Nope. First I'll just quickly do my stuff. I'll connect to my I'll just do some basic validation, I guess. So it's going to be if first name is equals to how did I do that? 0? No. How did I do that? Oh shit, my god. What's happening inside my brain? Oh shit, man. If empty first name. That means if the first name is empty, that's how we roll. If the first name is empty, or last name is empty, I'll do both at the same time. So that's going to be an error for that. And I'll just copy this 3 times because that's how we roll. Yeah. Empty. If empty what? Email. Errors. Email is going to be please put your email. And if empty message. At least put a message the. So yeah, and I'm gonna check if we have our errors array empty. And I'll ignore the phone if you can hear that. So now if there is any error, then the errors array will not be empty. So if it isn't empty, it is going to run. If it is not empty, that means if there is something, this is going to run. So think over it. Pause the video. Think over it for a second. I've already thought over it, so it's already in my mind. You can pause. So now if our errors array is empty, I'm gonna pass the errors to the data. So the data errors is going to be a 3D array, kind of like errors. So now this will have that, and I need to echo out my JSON string. Echo JSON encode $data and exit. Now let me see if I missed something. No, I didn't. Doesn't look so. So let's see first if I have some problem in our script. No, I don't. Also, I need to, console.log this stuff. Console.log data.errors. Oh shit. I'm going to leave the website. I'm going to leave the website and the email. I'm going to put the message. So I'm going to get a validation error for our email. When I submit this, look at my console. I get an object which says email. Please put your email. So we can, alert this stuff. Alert this stuff out. So it's going to be shield devs and leave this. Hey, object. It's because we need to. That's an object. We need to put that thing. So I'll just quickly create that in checker. So all of this is going to run if there is something, if data.errors exists. So inside this we are going to use that stuff. So if data.errors dot fname, it's fname, name, email, and message. Dot name alert data.errors.name. and copy this. Guys, sorry for the long video. Message. Also, you could use a notify kind of feature which puts up an HTML, so you can add them into a string and put a string in the alert or notify function, so that you can get all of this in one error. So like if I leave this and put this, I'm going to get 2 errors for leaving this and this. Hey, it doesn't work. For what reason? Okay, for what reason doesn't this work? Okay, that's why. You always need a bit of decoding. So submit this. Please put your first full name and please put your email, so I get 2 errors, just like that. So I have my stuff here. I've created the validation. So yeah, another thing I could do is, if it has errors, I'll put data success to be false. So I can run all of this when data.success is equals to false, and elsewise run all of the other code. Where does it end? Yeah. Elsewise run all of the other code. So yeah, if this doesn't happen, I'm going to first connect to my MySQL database. So my SQL. Oh, that's what's going wrong. MySQL connects. What? MySQL connect. I'll look up 127.0.0.1 and my user, and it will have my password. So you will need to put your user and password right here. So I've connected to the database. So if I've connected to the database, I need to connect to the table. So my dollar query, I'll just create a variable for a query. So query is going to look like insert into our stuff, which is called Ajax form values. I'll just capitalize this. It isn't even needed. So what's here? Structure first name. Actually no. First name as first name, right? Yeah. And last name as dollar last name, email as dollar email, and website message, website as dollar website, and message as dollar message. So that's a string, and I'm gonna use the MySQL query thing to do that. MySQL query, and it will have the dollar query. So when this is done, what I need to do is put the data to success, data success to true, and the data what do you call it, message to hey, no, yeah, your information was submitted, thank you. And you basically might have guessed what's going to happen next. We're going to echo out a JSON string data. So that happens, and our PHP file is complete right here. And in our this file, we're going to check. We already know that obviously data is true, data success is true. So if I'm going to just alert out the message we got. So data.message, and I'll just create a function called clear inputs. So what this does is it will get our inputs refreshed. So I'll just save this for later, a bit later. So our stuff is complete. Let's give it a try. Shield devs. Jeez, why do I always forget that? .com. Shield devs. Hey there, I hope we don't encounter a problem. Your information was submitted, thank you. And I gotta go to browse. Okay, there is some problem. What's it? Oh, MySQL select DB. I didn't select a DB. MySQL select DB. I didn't select a DB. That's so dumb. Shield devs. It's called my database name here is shield devs. So that was dumb my side. We'll just do it again really quickly. And this time I did. Just YouTube. Whatever. This doesn't even need it. G11. Hey there. Whatever. Submit it, and your information was submitted. Thank you. Refresh it, and we still don't get our stuff. Okay, something might be wrong. Okay, guys, so now I know what was wrong. I used wrong SQL. I was using insert into Ajax form values, but it has to be instead set. So now I know what was wrong. My bad, guys. You have our stuff here. I'll just show you guys again. Shield devs http://youtube.com. What the hell? This is all. Wait. Your message was successfully sent. Reload. And we have our stuff here. I'm sorry for the long video, guys. I'm sorry for getting stuck. So basically that's that. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and if you have some problem, you can ask me in the comments down below or mail me in shielddevs@gmail.com. I'll try my best to answer your queries. Related to my videos, obviously, not every query. For that, you can go to stackoverflow.com. Related to my videos. So yeah, goodbye.